Hello. Well, we have a lovely day. We're very lucky because we've had a lot of rain again. And you know what rain does to some people? It gives them aches and pains in their muscles and joints. People suffer with rheumatism and arthritis. So I thought what I'm going to do today is talk about arthritis and how you can, 3 ways you can get relief from it. So 3 things you can do. First of all, I'm going to talk about food because diet is so important. I'm going to talk about movement and I'm going to talk about herbs. So your diet is the most important thing because if you don't improve your diet, there's just no point in doing any of the other things. Also, bear in mind that a lot of modern food today, the convenience food, the processed and packaged foods, they're all quite inflammatory. They're going to increase inflammation in your body. And some of that is because of the chemicals in those foods. And one of the things the chemicals can do is to make you feel that you're still hungry. It prevents your brain telling you that you're sated and you're full, so you eat more. And also they put chemicals in that will make you become addicted to those foods. So you just want more and more. That leads to weight gain, which can lead to more pressure on your joints. So just be aware of that when you're choosing something for quickness. So the best foods are the foods that your ancestors ate, that your grandparents ate. So think about whole grains, think about fresh vegetables, think about seasonal vegetables, think about lots of greens because greens are very alkalizing for the body. Barley grains as well. There's lots of grains you can choose to supplement your food, supplement your diet. Simple. Keep things simple, you know, salads and stews and soups. And if you have to eat meat, make sure it's either free range or organic and grass-fed because the meat industry, again, things are pumped full of chemicals, preservatives, and one of the things that really is very dangerous are the seed oils. You know, we've all been told that fat is bad, it leads to obesity. That's it's an absolute lie because what leads to obesity are the sugars, the hidden sugars. Fat, we've eaten fat for millennia. Fat is good, providing it's from healthy animals. So I have a bit of a bugbear about the seed oils. So your sunflower, your rapeseed and whatever else is available. Vegetable oil, if you buy vegetable oil, these are really lethal because they're carcinogenic. They're rancid oils that are then deodorized and made to look clean and golden so that they can sit on a shelf forever. They're full of preservatives as well. So they're really not a food anymore. If you like sunflower seed oil, eat sunflower seeds and let your body extract the oil itself. Much healthier. You can put your sunflower seeds into your salads or just sprinkle over anything you're eating. And they're lovely toasted. So definitely cut out the seed oils. And then when you think about breakfast cereals, all of the packaged breakfast cereals are full of various types of sugar. They're full of processed grains, so they don't really have any fiber or nutritional quality anymore. And all they do is add to the burden on your body, which increases inflammation. And the whole way of dealing with arthritis is to reduce the inflammation. So, number 2 is movement. So movement is also important. Lots of people who might be suffering with arthritis feel like they don't want to move because moving can be quite difficult for them. But it's what I would say, movement is very good because you're getting the lymph moving, so your lymph doesn't stagnate and lead to pain, but you're getting your blood moving, you're getting the circulation moving, and that means the blood is going to come to those joints and bring fresh oxygenated blood, which again is going to help relieve pain. So it might be difficult when you first get going, but the more you do it, the less difficult it will be. So just gentle things like strolling down the road, maybe doing a little bit of Tai Chi and Qigong and that kind of exercise, or yoga, or even going swimming can be really good because then the water takes your weight. And all of these gentle movements can just, as I say, improve the circulation, improve the lymph flow, relieve the pain, and also help to remineralize your bones. Because if we don't move, we leach calcium from our bones into the blood. That can lead to all kinds of other issues, but it's definitely going to weaken your bones. So let's go on to number 3, which is herbs that can help, my favourite topic. And I'll tell you something about the herbs that you can begin using straight away. They're all safe and they're all going to help with the problem of arthritis. So now we're on to the herbs, the most exciting part. And you can go right into your kitchen this minute and you can make a remedy to help with your arthritis, to relieve the symptoms of your arthritis. So you can go into the kitchen and you can get cayenne pepper, or you could get ginger. Just the first 2 off the top of my head. You can make a cup of tea with them, and what they will do is improve circulation, and they will bring fresh blood to those joints, relieving the pain and taking away any toxins or anything that's just sitting there, you know, adding to the burden of inflammation. All those inflammatory things could be taken away. And if you're a bit further along your herbal path, you could be making tinctures with them. And then you could be making tinctures of, you know, there's lots of other herbs that you can be growing. Meadowsweet, for example, is a lovely painkiller. It grows wild. You could grow valerian. We've got willow bark as well. Willow bark can relieve pain. And along with the green foods like barley grass and wheatgrass, if you can get those into your system, you're going to be alkalizing the body. So even, for example, this is what I'm doing every morning, a tablespoon of apple cider vinegar into some warm water with half a lemon's juice squeezed in. It's very nice to take. It's very delicious. You can drink it all day if you want. It's going to reduce the inflammation, and it's going to break down any inflammatory particles that are hanging around in the joints. There's other things you can do with those herbs as well. You know, instead of just drinking them, if you made a very strong ginger tea, for example, you dip in a cloth like some muslin or maybe a face flannel, and you put that over your joint, whether it's an elbow or shoulder, wherever it is, that's a compress. And if you put that on, it's going to also relieve the pain. What's happening with these herbs and the compresses is bringing that fresh blood. And I've also made a film, a video in the past about using cayenne pepper as a balm also for joints and for painful places. Other circulatory herbs would be rosemary, and in springtime we've got cleavers again. All of these can be also added into a bath with some Epsom salts, which is another great way to relieve pain and pressure on the joints. Another little tip would be to, if you do something the same way all the time, try doing it a different way with the other side of the body. Because, you know, if you're constantly working with, say, your right arm, that's your shoulder, elbow and wrist, maybe, you know, try to become ambidextrous. It can be done. And look, here we are by chance. just next to a big clump of nettles that are, well, they're on their way out now. But you can also do something called urtification, because the Latin for nettle is urtica. And in the past, people would cut a bunch of nettles and they would beat their joints with it. And it might sting, it might feel painful, but the relief is worth it because of all that fresh blood coming. So the main thing really, I think, is to get the fresh blood flowing to the joints. Do the gentle movement, use those herbs, but above all, watch your diet. That's the big lesson really, because a lot of people wouldn't have inflammation in their bodies at all if it wasn't for their diets. So I'll put all these things in the see more box below. So remember, under the video there's a description. If you click on the word more, it opens up a big box underneath. I'll put all the herbs that I've mentioned and others that I didn't mention that you can access from health shops or from herbalists, or you might be growing yourself, and you can give them a try. So I hope that will bring you some relief and that you get more mobile as well. So I better get this down to my pile here. And oh yes, and just one final word about the International Goddess Day. I have to confess, this was something that myself and Colette of Bealtaine Cottage made up. We were talking about the goddess in the garden, the energy of the divine feminine, and we thought, wouldn't it be wonderful if there was such a day that people could actually focus on a goddess and bring those attributes into the world. So I think it's been a great success because so many people have got on board and been enthusiastic about it. And I think that, you know, it may not be declared by some overarching authority, but we can keep it in our own hearts and celebrate it again next year. But until next week, have a wonderful time, and I'll see you again. I hope you enjoyed today's film. If you did, subscribe and hit the bell for notifications. And have a look at the website, danusirishherbgarden.com, for more information about us and about the herbal medicine courses I offer and the Wise Woman Way training. And if you go to the shop, you can find the books, the weed handbooks and other herbal goodies. And remember, we put a new film out every Sunday. So looking forward to seeing you next week.